Welcome to King Lizzard on Xbox One with Payday 2 Crime Wave Edition. Today I'm doing Shadow Raid, which is a stealth only mission. You must do this mission stealthily, or at least until the point you have all of the necessary loot bags stashed in their various loot locations. Then, if the alarms are set off and you've got everything you need, so for instance in this level, as long as I have those 7 loot items stashed, or my crew does, we can then make a swift exit to our pickup van. But if you go back to the pickup van, you set the alarm off and you don't have all the loot items, you've automatically failed the mission. So sometimes you'll get a camera behind that door there. My colleague's taken out the guard. He's there most of the time. If he's not there, he's all the way along that wall round the next corner. Now sometimes you do get a camera in this room behind me directly on the wall as you walk in the door. This gauge package is there quite regular on that section. The crate in front of the gauge package, you do actually get occasionally some cocaine, which is a nice light item, and also it's a nice easy loot item if it's there. Now you get a camera on this corner wall here. You also get a crowbar here sometimes. Excellent, there it is. And round the corner there's a skip, which sometimes there's also a gauge package on the edge of, as well as a camera, so be careful. And then round the corner next to that there's also a camera, quite a lot of the time. Now the key thing, as I said, with this mission is not to set things off. Now you can communicate with your team non-verbally by holding LT and pressing RB to show them cameras and enemies in the level. It'll only keep them highlighted for a short period of time, but it's enough to give them a heads up that there's something ahead to look out for. Now this wooden crate is always in this location, but obviously it doesn't always contain something. In this case I've got some gold. Now gold will slow you down quite a bit, so do not take too many risks moving it around. If there are guards around, don't try and get across gaps with gold or artifacts. Artifacts weigh an absolute ton, and you will get spotted if you're in between it. Whoa, that was close. If you're in between a gap and there's a guard nearby. Now sometimes in front of me there's also cocaine on that racking in the middle. There isn't anything today, unfortunately, so no easy loot crate there. Now just to the right of me here there's a weapons crate. This weapons crate is your only guaranteed crate that I've seen. This will always have weapons in it, and it's always there. I've not seen a level yet where that weapons crate hasn't been there, so that's a guaranteed loot bag item coming into this room. Now the warehouse where I'm looking there is where a lot of the crates are. Now when we came up that stairwell, to the very right of that stairwell there's some steel racking. That occasionally, very occasionally, has also a weapon crate on it, so do keep an eye out for that. The vault safe next to me is where that samurai armor is that you can get the achievement for within the game, but you do need the 2 keycards. All of these crates in the warehouse are always in these locales. You can get around them reasonably easy on this side, although at the bottom left under the stairs there's sometimes a camera there. You do get this camera in the middle of the room here. You do get a camera behind that door too. So simply just go under the camera around the wall, keep it tight and close, and you'll get you'll be able to avoid the camera spotting you. So we chuck this loot bag down the drain. Always open those drain covers up. Chuck some loot down there. That one's nice and secluded, and you're not going to get any alerts. Always remember when you come into a room that there's a camera there. I very nearly walked across the middle there. That was lucky. And then a crate right here. What have we got? Oh, the artifact. Oh, these artifacts are a nightmare. These things, as I said before, weigh an absolute ton. Moving these things is extremely and excruciatingly slow, so before you move, make sure that your path is clear and that you can get this particular loot item to the area you want to get it without being seen. You know, movement, as you can see, I am barely moving with this thing. If a guard walks out at me now, I've only got one recourse, and that's probably to kill him. And then obviously take out cameras too, which a lot of the time is going to result in alarms and going to result in a mission failure. Now we currently have 3 loot bags. My colleagues work in this area too. We actually set up in a group of 2 and 1, although we would normally do a group of 2 and 2 in the crew. 2 inside, 2 outside in that container area in the main forecourt. So we're slowly, oh so slowly, creeping around this corner. Just a quick peek for a guard. He's there, but he's not going to be any hassle to me. So I'll drop this evil heavy item down that drain. Okay. Now there are reasonably at least 5 wooden crates you can get to. Well, no, 4 wooden crates you can get to quite easily in that warehouse. Just having a check round them. We've got 2 bags there. That takes us to 5. My colleague needs me to open the grading for the sewer. When you do your pre-planning, do buy the thermal paste, because that will help you burn through the gradings in the sewer. Although be careful which gradings you burn through, because you've only got 2 thermal pastes, 1 for 2 people in the crew, and you have 3 grates. So make sure you choose wisely. So I'll drop that bag down there. Wait for my colleague. He has the artifact, which means he is in super slow mode. So we burnt through the grading there. Now sometimes in the sewer you can find a crowbar. It's in one of the rubbled areas, so one of kind of the caved in areas of the sewer. If you look on the rubble on the floor, you'll sometimes find a crowbar down here. You can also get a crowbar on the right side of the warehouse where that door opens up from the area I was in, inside the offices. There is sometimes a crowbar on the crates there. I'm just thinking about my next move here. To 3 bags. Oh, there's a guard there, I need to back off. Okay. Just waiting for it to be clear here. As I said, one of the key things as well, as I said earlier, when you're coming up and down out of that sewer grate, make sure that you're looking before you pop your head up. When you're behind these crates, kneel behind the middle of the crates, because there's a 3rd crate on top of the 2 crates. If you stand to the right or the left of these crates and stay behind them, you will get seen. Definitely in the harder difficulties, but I've seen people get seen quite a few times and not understood why. It's basically because there's only 1 crate obscuring you and they can see your head popping out from behind it. So stand in the middle of the crates and hide. That way you can stay safe and unseen. So my colleagues have just communicated to me that obviously with the 2 bags I've dropped down, that's 5, and the guy that's working with containers has another 2. So at this point we can start thinking about just getting these items to their loot locations as quickly as possible and then getting out of Dodge or leaving the level. So now obviously this particular ladder, if there is a camera at that first door where we took out the guard, you do not want to be using this particular ladder, sewer ladder, to get out, because the camera will see you. So if that camera is there, go through the building and get out. That's the safest route. Okay. So there's another bag in the loot. As you can see, making my way down the stairs, got the bag. I'm making my way to the loot drop off at the van. I don't see any point taking risks. I mean, I could just drop it off at the loot zip line, but I don't see the point. This is one of a very few bags. Even if the alarm goes off at this point, I can make it to the van.
That's the first one, guys.
My colleagues just dropped off number 5, and any minute now we should get number 6 dropped off too. Now remember, when you're exiting this area, there's a camera above here. Not always, but on this occasion there is, so you need to be wary of it. You can get around the camera, it will start to tick off, but as long as you're quick, it won't see you. If you stand there too long, the alarm's going to trigger and everything's going to turn to crap pretty quickly. But at this point, we've got 6 loot bags, so if that alarm goes off, we're safe. But obviously, I want to get through this stealthily. If you get through a mission stealthily in the game, without setting things off, you get a 5% stealth bonus for the next level you do. So you get an additional 5% XP. I can't remember if it applies to money or not. It may do, but you know, it's worth getting done. And then obviously go and play a Hoxton overkill if you can get through it, because that's a serious payout, especially with that 5%. So we're working our way there. I've got the very last bag. So far so good. When you do walk through this area, do make sure you stay up against the fencing. If you walk further away from this fencing, you'll get noticed and you'll kick everything off. And get the loot in the bag. That's number 7. And let's roll. So that was very hard. Shadow Raid on Payday 2 Crime Wave Edition. Please remember to rate and subscribe. Now you can, as I said, if you do set things off, you can just, you know, run for the van at the last minute with that last bag or 2, as long as they're light bags. So, but it is possible to do this stealthily. That was one way of doing it. I do have some other versions which I'll put up soon. Take care.